So my voice hurts really bad. I think I'm getting sick, so I'm talking a little bit quieter than I would normally. But today I thought that I wanted to do like just a sit down video, talk to y'all and answer some questions. So I asked my friend Brianna and Indy to send me a few questions they may have about veganism. They are both not vegan. Brianna is really thinking about maybe going vegetarian, and Indy is just very curious about it because we always hang out, we always eat together, so I'm clearly vegan and she just likes to know more about it. So I have my questions on my phone and let's just get started. So the first question is, how hard was it in the beginning to not fall into temptation? And how do you stay so strong, committed, still after so many months? So how hard was it not to fall into temptation? When I first started to become vegan, I heard about veganism. I knew about it for like 2 or 3 weeks, like really knew about it. I started researching it, and after that I kind of just was like, I'm doing it, I'm being vegan. When I first started, it really wasn't that hard not to fall into temptation because after watching all those videos, I wasn't really craving it. I really didn't want to eat any of that stuff. It wasn't really that hard. Like when you make that connection and you really know about being vegan and all of that stuff, it's like, I don't know, I don't think it was too hard because I didn't really have that urge. How do I stay strong, committed after so many months? Basically, just doing your research and knowing why veganism is such a big deal and why it's so important. And that's how I stay committed, and that's how I really take just the extra effort to make sure that everything that I purchase basically is cruelty-free. So the next question is, what's something you can't eat that you crave? So I can't obviously eat chicken, but I do crave chicken sometimes because before going vegan, I used to eat pretty much just chicken and fish in terms of meat. I would crave that. But luckily Gardein has the most like amazing chicken alternative, and since I haven't eaten like real chicken in a few months, let's see how long I've been vegan for. So I've been vegan for 8 months now. Chicken would be something I definitely crave, and since I haven't eaten chicken for like 8 months, like a month ago I got Gardein chicken, and it was the grilled chicken strips. My mom made it for me. It had like teriyaki sauce in it. She gave it to me and Brianna. I ate it and I was like, wait, are you sure this is the vegan one? And she said, yeah, this is Gardein. I had to go back and look at the package to just make sure it was vegan because that's how real it tasted. It almost tasted kind of gross how weird it was because I haven't eaten that in so long and it really felt like I was eating chicken. So for me, I kind of like more of the fake chicken taste rather than like actually being so realistic that you believe it's chicken. That's just me personally. Some people who transition to being vegan, they really want their meats to taste like how meat tastes like, and I never ate that much meat besides chicken and fish before transitioning, so if I have like beefless beef or something, like I don't want that to taste like beef. I want it to taste like what it is, like, you know, plants and all of that stuff, because I never like the taste of beef, and luckily everything I've had doesn't taste like beef, you know. Next question, what was your biggest adjustment when you transitioned? So definitely when you're starting, I recommend that everyone just do their research. Like make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of hard when all you've known is just animal products, and especially if you're not like allergic to anything, you're probably not used to looking at labels and looking at the back of packages and all that stuff. So the biggest adjustment is basically me constantly looking at labels, like always going to the back and looking at what are the ingredients in the food. And yes, of course I've made mistakes. Like sometimes I'll pick up an item, think it's vegan, check right before I eat it, and then realize it's not. So you just got to make sure you're looking at your labels. The other big adjustment that I had to make is when I go out to restaurants, you have to just know you're vegan. Make sure everyone around the table knows you're vegan, and make sure your waiter knows you're vegan, because you never know what could be in foods. Like I made a really big mistake. I work at at this Asian fusion restaurant, and one of their dishes is teriyaki tofu. And I thought, okay, you know, if I get steamed rice and broccoli, like, everything should be good. It should be vegan. And I've had it before. When I started talking to my coworkers, telling them, you know, yeah, I'm vegan, I can have this and this and this, they told me that the teriyaki sauce actually has chicken broth in it, which I didn't even expect because I've made my own teriyaki sauce, and I know that a lot of recipes wouldn't have chicken broth in it, so I made that mistake, but I have never had it again. If I do order the tofu, it's just plain, and I'll put my own teriyaki sauce on it. But you gotta really make sure, especially Asian restaurants, they tend to put fish sauce on everything. So just make sure of that. What's your favorite vegan food to eat? This is a hard one. I eat like mac and cheese all the time because, you know, it's cheese and you can't have that as a vegan, so finding like good mac and cheese options is great. So I like Diet Brand and Earth Balance. Another food I really like is the Gardein chicken. I usually have their little nuggets. It comes with like mandarin sauce. Sometimes I like to leave it plain and just have it with barbecue sauce, which I've been doing a lot lately. They also have their like crispy tenders, which I really like. I think I kind of eat the same thing every day, as you can see from my what I eat in a day. They're all pretty much the same. I have like cereal or a bagel, and then something kind of quick for lunch, and then dinner if I'm working, it's usually like a green roll, which is just like a sushi roll with only vegetables, no fish. I guess that's my favorite. The chicken and the mac and cheese, because as a vegan, can't have the real thing, so you have to find some really good alternatives. Why did you want to be vegan? The reason that I first looked it up was my roommate last year, she was vegan. So I would hear that and I would be curious about it, like, oh, I've kind of heard this around, YouTubers are saying, you know, I want to become vegan and this and that, and so I started hearing vegan a lot in like spring 2016. It was all around. I remember my mom coming to visit me and we went out for breakfast. This was before I was vegan, and I ordered like eggs and toast or something like that. And I didn't really like eggs that much, but it was the only thing that looked goodish that I kind of wanted to eat. And we were talking and I was like, yeah, Mom, you know, I could never become vegan because look at the menu over there. I couldn't eat anything on that menu. And it all had like animal products on it. And we were just kind of talking about it and stuff. A few days after that, I had really just spent those few days looking up veganism, watching all these videos. I watched Freely, just everything she had to say about being vegan. I looked up vegan activists, I looked up all these vegan channels, researching why become vegan, what's so important about it. Looked up the animal cruelty part, which at the time didn't really affect me as much because I was in this stage after moving out from my old roommates. I just wanted to be better, be healthier, because when I was with my old roommate, I tended to just stay inside, eat fast food, and really not take care of myself. And so that caused my cholesterol to go really high when I had my last blood test. Before going vegan, I was working out in the gym and doing that. I just decided to go vegan for all the health benefits that I researched and saw. I saw that it's just way better for you, it's healthier for you, it's a way better eating lifestyle to live. My camera shut off on me, but so that's what I did it originally for, was just for all the health benefits. And then like a few weeks later, as my research continued, I basically just realized how much I'm helping the animals, the earth, the environment, like just everything else that goes into veganism I was helping out on. So then it really just became more for the animals, and now I really preach about animal cruelty, and I really just, I hate it so much. Why are we torturing these animals? Why are we killing these animals when there are so many other things we could be eating, we could be consuming? We do it for us so we have something to eat. It's just really selfish, I don't know. Then it became more about the animals. Would you ever go back? I will never go back from being vegan, ever. I can never see myself eating any other animal product. I cannot see myself purchasing anything that I know is not cruelty-free. And the reason for this is because this is what Freely kind of talks about, is that when you're vegan, when you're truly vegan, you make that connection. You have made that connection that it's wrong. It's just wrong to do this to the animals, to the environment, to yourself, to your health. It's just wrong. So when you're vegan, you have already made that connection, and it goes way beyond what you're eating, what you're putting into your body. It's about everything else. It's about all the animals and the environment. So for me, I will never go back. I'm just gonna be vegan for life, and it was the best decision I have ever made. What made you become vegan except the fact that you're passionate about being animal cruelty free? Like I said, I originally went into veganism for the health benefits, but after researching, I realized that it's really about the animals and the environment and everything else that goes into it. Last question is, how supportive are your parents/family with your decision on being vegan? Being vegan is not a religion, okay? A lot of people like to think it's a religion, but religions are based on beliefs, and veganism is based on facts. I was so happy and so surprised with how supportive everyone in my family is. As soon as I told my mom, and I texted everyone, I texted my whole family as soon as I became vegan. I said, hey guys, I'm vegan, like I just changed and I want to be vegan. My mom was just like, wow, Lizzie, that's great. Same with my dad. And anytime I go out, when I'm home and my mom is cooking for me, she always makes sure that I'm able to eat something at the dinner table. She is always asking questions. She's very curious about it. Anytime that I want to talk about it, she's very supportive and she listens. She also does her research as well. And that's with everyone in my family. Like my uncle and my aunts have sent me links to new vegan things that are happening in the world. They're aware of the fact that I am vegan and that I'm very passionate about it. They put their support out there as much as they can. For Thanksgiving, my aunt made me a vegan dish so I could have something at Thanksgiving. I think a lot of people actually really enjoyed it. It was like a quinoa chili dip because it was really spicy, but it was so good. I made a vegan dish, some cauliflower roast that I found on Hot for Food. That whole tray was gone. Like, I should have made 2 cauliflowers because it was so good. Everyone really enjoyed it. I just think everyone is so supportive, especially my dad when he came in to visit me in Savannah. We were going out to eat like every night, all for lunch, and he would always make sure like, hey Lizzie, you know, maybe we can come here, like let's go get a menu so we can make sure that there's something for you to eat here as well. He also has questions like, you know, do you ever miss meat, or questions like that, because he's like genuinely curious and wants to know. They're all just super supportive. Sometimes people who hear about this and who are so passionate about eating meat and eating animal products, they just don't care about anything that they put into their body. They just like to stay in ignorance and they don't like to educate themselves and they don't like to learn more. It's just really great that my whole family is so supportive of me being able to make this whole lifestyle choice. Well, on that note, and that really positive note, I just want to tell you guys, don't be scared of being vegan. It's way easier than you think, I promise you. And if there's any questions anyone else has, please leave them in the comments below. I really like just sitting down and talking and answering some questions. And if you're curious about being vegan, if you think you want to go vegan, definitely look up all of these vegan channels because it really helped me realize why it's such a big deal and why it's really important. So on that note, I will see y'all in my next video. I'm not sure what that will be yet, but thank you for watching. Bye.